to Busan. It's our first day here. And we went to our Airbnb to drop off our luggage. The check-in is not really open. And now we're going to Mipo to see if we can get tickets for the Hyundai New Line Sky Capsule. So yeah, but look at the city. Jeju was very different. Busan is fully a metropolis. We had lunch here and it was amazing. We had wheat noodles, cold wheat noodles, and mandu, which is momos, and it was really good. Highly recommend. Will you recommend Vinayak?
Yeah, of course.
On bus ride later, we are going to
Haidong Yonggusa Temple.
Haidong Yonggusa Temple. This is supposed to be one of the most beautiful temples of South Korea. It's on the beach as well. So, in fact,
Not on the beach, on a cliff.
On a cliff, sorry. See, there you can see Sakura. Can you see?
Oh yeah.
So most of the daytime on day one in Busan, we spent in the Haidong Yonggusa Temple, and this is one of the rare temples in South Korea which is actually set against the sea. Built in the 13th century, the views are absolutely stunning with the rocks and the blue sea on one side and the temple with a beautiful traditional architecture on the other. The temple was decorated with these lanterns because it was decorated for Buddha's birthday, which was a few weeks away from when we were there, and it would have all been lit up in the evening. Unfortunately, we didn't end up coming here in the evening, but that's fine. The temple also proclaims itself to be South Korea's most beautiful temple, and honestly, I kind of agree. Great place to find some peace and some photos. And after that, we headed to the Hyundai Blue Line Park, where we unfortunately didn't get tickets for the main attraction. We didn't get tickets for the Sky Capsule, so we're doing the beach train. It's nice. We're gonna view the beach. Maybe it's a different route.
Hey, Baba, it's over us.
It's over us.
We decided not to do the Instagram.
Please, let's not be pretentious.
The next day.
Today we're in Gamcheon Cultural Village, and you can buy this map and follow the spots and put stamps for the key point. First stamp collected. Put.
मैंने actually ink नहीं लगाया.
Ah, do again. You're going to overstamp it.
It's okay.
Not bad. Good job. It's a scavenger hunt. So most people only do the 20-minute thing, but we are explorers. Gamcheon Cultural Village was originally designated as a housing community for refugees from the Korean War and eventually became this sprawling cultural hub aided by the government and the residents. It is also often called the Machu Picchu of South Korea and has all these winding lanes between houses with cafes, public art installations. For some reason, there were a ton of installations and photo ops about the Little Prince, and we also went about the long scavenger hunt which took us through all these public art installations. Like, for example, this one was about the future of work and how corporate employees usually walk around. This particular one was dedicated to the killer winds of Busan. That's why you'll see that we are very well wrapped up to equip us against these winds. The next one was the most interesting. It had this egg which only started moving when we moved, so it was motion censored and is supposed to signify how you only stay in one lane to fulfill your dreams, and it was a lot of fun. The public baths of Busan are also a very big tourist draw, and this particular installation was dedicated to them. When we went, it was actually super windy and we kept getting these emergency strong wind alerts on our phone, but we persevered. We were aided by these arrows which took us through the entire village, along all the photo spots and along all the public art installations, and it was a lot of fun. We spent about half a day here. Definitely would recommend you to visit for at chill time. And towards the end, we actually came across this very cute Korean karaoke place where the residents had gathered, and it was too cute. It's the last stamp. We've missed one.
Intentionally.
Because it's very far off. And we are bored of photos.
You.
You would go?
Of course.
So you go. Sure. Hold it up. Yay.
Here देखो. Korean actors have put there.
Oh. It's like Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
5th Square. Busan.
Why is it in Busan?
Yeah, even I'm confused. Somewhere else also it was written Busan. Vinayak has been very brave. And he's ordered something which is moving. This is live octopus. How are you going to eat that?
Liquid courage.
Jagalji Market is actually a huge seafood market in this multi-story building, and on the second floor you have restaurants which actually cook the seafood. We went to Jackie's, and apart from the icky food, we also ate regular fish and crab, and it was yummy. The rooftop had this amazing view of Busan, and that's what we are checking out before we finished off lunch. Then in the night we went to the Sam Gwaangsa temple, which was beautifully lit up for Buddha's birthday, and it was absolutely stunning. It also had these really funny, cute animatronics. It had a dragon, it had an elephant, but more than that, just the facade of the temple is so beautiful with all the lanterns. I just could not stop taking photos and videos here, and it was just absolutely stunning. The temple complex is huge and had different sections with all these different themes of lanterns, and it was actually quite empty as well. It barely had any tourists. There were just a few local people over here, and it was just so peaceful. This was my favorite section out of all. It was this white lantern filled particular area of the temple, and I was just mesmerized by these lights, if I'm being honest. And also because it is Korea and you also have to make everything cute, the temple also had these minion installations, and it was just so cute. And yeah, after that we headed to dinner in one of these famous tents where you get basic food and drinks, and we joined locals over here, and it was just a lot of fun. And after that we called it a day in Busan. Hello, welcome to last day in Busan. We are off today in much warmer, so no jacket. We are off to the UN cemetery. It's supposed to be really nice. Hopefully we see some flowering trees as well. What was that? King cherry blossom, something like that.
Some double cherry blossom.
Double cherry blossom. So we're hopeful. So it's a lovely warm day. I have taken an iced Americano today because I can finally feel the sun. And I've missed iced Americanos. Wow! Oh, finally seeing cherry blossoms. They're the double cherry blossoms. Okay, going to be super shameless and admit that we went to this historic UN War Memorial just for the double cherry blossoms. But before you judge us, please know that we completely missed out on cherry blossom season in South Korea by literally a week. Anyway, the grounds of the site were filled with these gorgeous flowering trees, and they were so beautiful. The memorial also had this wall of remembrance for every fallen troop along with the country that they're from, because the UN countries had signed up to send a lot of people for South Korea as part of the Korean War. The US alone had over 30,000 deaths in the war because they sent the highest amount of troops, and it also had this bifurcation across states of America from where they belong to. India just sent medical support, so we had this little site as a dedication, and Vinayak had a little bit of a patriotic moment here. Lunch was this super unassuming Michelin star restaurant with all the yummy sides, and of course it was incredible. Then we went to the skywalk, and the wind here was so so strong that there's only this one clip because I was so scared that it will blow my phone away. But the place also had these really beautiful gardens and they were filled with these flowering yellow plants which were so beautiful. A lot of people taking photos here because there were also a lot of these cute walkways which were made in this garden, and it was really beautiful, honestly. And the place also had a lot of small landscape ponds, and they overlooked the beach and the sea, and it was just so beautiful. Loved it here. The beach is the best place. I told you. Vinayak is being brave. The next stop was this cable car called an air cruise, and it connected two parts of the city, and it just had the most beautiful views of the sea and the mountains as well as the city skyline. We booked for the round trip, and one way was about 15 minutes, and you can get down on the other side, spend time there, and then take the next cable car back. We even saw this absolutely giant cloud cover coming in, covering the entire city. And yeah, the temperature was definitely much lower on the other side of this cruise. At the other end, there was also this very lovely park which started off this very strenuous hike through the forest, facing the dramatic cliffs and the blue sea on the other side, and it was just so lovely. There were so many people here enjoying the weather and the trails, and it was just a very lovely vibe. Definitely can spend a few hours in this part of the city, especially on the trails. We were a bit late in the day, so we missed out on a couple of attractions, but oh well. We also stopped by Busan's version of Chinatown and ate some dumplings before heading to Gwangali beach for the night. Last night in Busan, we've come to Gwangali beach, and the bridge is lit up and has some light shows, and you can see the city lights in front of you. Oh! Go for it. One down.